back to Puerto Rican Panorama. On this segment of the program, we want to bring you up to date on some city services that are intended to make Philadelphia a better place to live. My guest on this segment is Ade Fuqua. He's an assistant managing editor. What are you responsible for?
So I'm working with the PhillyRising Collaborative, which is a collaborative that targets quality of life and crime issues in the city of Philadelphia.
Okay. Specifically, what?
We work in different communities that have challenges, again, with quality of life issues, sort of...
challenges, you mean problems?
Problems, yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Problems and things that...
Kind of sugarcoat it.
Yeah.
You know, Philadelphia has very serious problems.
Sure.
And I'm glad that you're here, because I think it's good for the viewers to know that city management, of which you are a part, is really trying to make things better. Now, those of us who walk the streets and drive the streets of Philadelphia sometimes don't see the progress, don't see the results of your work. But I know you're there. You know, it's just that the problems are overwhelming.
Yes, and we found that with this administration, with Mayor Nutter and the direction of the Police Commissioner Ramsey and our Managing Director, we're working in those most challenged areas where that need is, and we're getting the responsive nature of that need to us. So in other words, what the citizens tell us what the problems are, and we go out directly and we kind of pinpoint those issues and address them.
Okay. We talked, you weren't here then, but we talked about this program, PhillyRising, I guess about a year ago on this show, and at that point it was kind of just beginning, and I understand that now you have expanded. You're in how many neighborhoods are you in now?
Now we're in 12 neighborhoods. We're actually citywide, so we're in each one of the police divisions, which are 6, so we have about 2 neighborhoods in each police division.
Now tell me again basically what the program consists of. You started to, and I kind of cut you off.
Sure. So in PhillyRising, we have 6 divisional coordinators, which are basically all assistant managing directors, and they work in those different police districts, and we work with residents. So basically when residents come to us and they say, we have issues with blighted buildings, lots that are bad, crime elements on the street corners and stuff like that, we work with them to try to come with city services to overcome those obstacles.
Mm-hmm. Now, what you do also is you latch on to some federal funding, or no?
All of our funding is city funding, so we're in the general fund.
Oh,
yeah.
AmeriCorps?
Oh, so AmeriCorps, yes, that's one of the programs that we brought in. Actually, AmeriCorps is a federal funded program, and through PhillyRising we were able to bring those guys into the city of Philadelphia to work on specific projects, and that was something that we did this year, and we'll also be doing that again. Actually going to have 2 terms of that this year. Now
the National Civilian Conservation Corps?
Yes, that's the same thing. So the AmeriCorps program has a division called the NCCC, which is a National Civilian Conservation Corps, and they focus on community projects with us working through PhillyRising.
What about the Citizens Engagement Academy?
That's a very unique experience. Actually, we are able to bring out the commissioners and some of the department heads in the city government, license inspection, street department, police department, and bring them into the community and invite neighbors for a free engagement academy where they get to talk to those folks and get some information about the services that we provide.
Okay. You know, we're kind of talking in generics. Can you give me some specific examples of some of the problems and how they're being addressed specifically?
So sometimes we get problems from folks, oftentimes, not sometimes, when we go into these communities that we're working in, people will say, you know, I have a lot on my block that's just a whole bunch of trash. There's always problems there, people hanging out, bad things happening. How can you help us to take back that lot? So in our department and in the managing director's office, we actually work with all the city departments to kind of coordinate different resources and prioritize them. So we are able to get to the streets department and say, hey guys, at the Clips department, can you come out with us and work with the neighbors together to take back this lot? So what does that mean? Cleaning the lot, stabilization. When we brought those NCCC guys that you spoke about into the city, they actually helped to do some things like building murals, gardens, community gardens, and making fences and stuff like that. So that's something of one of the things that we can do when we come into neighborhoods.
Now, don't we have, as a city, departments within the city structure that do that all the time. You know, cleaning, policing, firefighters,
Yes.
you know, specific duties that they have, and they're ongoing.
We do. But
So how does that differ from what you're doing through PhillyRising?
what we found is there's certain areas in each community that bad things are happening in abundance in small pockets. We focus on those small pockets, so basically being able to direct the services that are already happening in all over the city, but we're able to direct the services to those areas of need and address those issues, and by doing that we've been seeing results.
Crime is a big issue in the city. I don't need to tell you that. It's driving people crazy. It's driving people out of the city, those who can afford it, and those who cannot afford it, some of them are being driven to the cemetery. And I hate to say that, and, you know, I don't mean to be funny, but it's tragic. It's really tragic. Because Philadelphia is a city with a lot of history. You know, we just celebrated 4th of July a couple of months ago, and dear God, it all started here.
Yes.
You know, the Declaration of Independence, you know, the whole thing, right here in this historic city of Philadelphia. How it has gone downhill to the point where, you know, people are afraid to walk the streets. I don't know to what extent tourism is being affected. I would imagine, you know, in a negative way somewhat. You know, and I'm asking, you know, I don't know who to ask, but you are a city official. What do we do? How can we change this around?
I think one of the things in the city, and one of the things that the folks can do that live in the city, the citizens can do together to make the problems that we all share. Because, as you just said, this is a great city, and there's a lot of history here. In an effort to make things better, we have to figure out a way that we can work and make people feel safe to come outside their houses, to work together, to do things that you should be able to do, things that you should be able to enjoy in your neighborhood, walking to the store, having your children be able to enjoy activities outside. So that's why with the services that I mentioned with PhillyRising, we're trying to help people to take back their neighborhoods. We found out that folks, just like you said, are tired of being under these things that are happening to them, but the crime
just tired, afraid.
They are tired and afraid, and we're trying to rebuild that confidence, not only in the city, but also in the folks that live here, so they can have that level of comfort to leave their houses and do these things.
Ade Fuqua, your name sounds French Creole. Are you?
Well, on one side, yes, I am. I have French Creole on my dad's side, and on the other side, I have Puerto Rican.
On your mother's side?
Yes.
Now, is she a native Puerto Rican, or is she a New Yorican?
She's a New Yorican.
Okay.
Exactly, yes, yes.
But her mother, so your grandmother, was born on the island,
Yes.
Puerto Rico.
Yep.
Have you visited there?
Many times. I love it.
Have you tried learning Spanish, or?
Sí, yo hablo un poco español.
Oh, all right. Yeah, that's. It's good to know. We have some people in City Hall that are sensitive to the needs of the Latino community.
Absolutely. The managing director is Cuban himself. There's actually 2 Spanish people on my staff, myself, and then there's a...
yeah, Richard Negrin.
Yes.
He's Cuban.
Yes.
Yeah. So, you know, and I know I've had some other people from the managing director's office on the show.
Yep.
And there are quite a few that are Hispanic.
Oh, yeah. We have a very diverse office. There's a high percentage of Latinos in our office.
Yeah. And it's not that, you know, we're looking for jobs for Hispanics. It's that, you know, there's a sizable Hispanic community out there. You know, 12% of the city of Philadelphia is Hispanic, as you probably know.
Yes.
And, you know, there are certain services that they need, that they're entitled to. I mean, they pay taxes like everybody else, and you know, they're entitled to the services. And oftentimes, in the past, not talking about this present administration, but oftentimes in the past, those services have been lacking.
Yes. One of the neighborhoods we work in now is Southeast Philadelphia, and it's such a diverse neighborhood, and we have so many different nationalities. And I think the Hispanic community has been something that we've seen in all over Philadelphia, and we definitely have a great level of engagement there.
Tell me about Philly 311. I understand that in Philadelphia, just like you would call 911 for an emergency, you can also call 311. That is a non-emergency phone number, but you can get all kinds of information and connected to whatever. Can you explain that?
Yes, Philly311 is the key to the city, basically. You can get all types of information, from down phone lines to potholes to abandoned buildings to actually accessing my office. We run, Philly311 has fielded millions of phone calls, and it's like a great resource. I would definitely say that the citizens of Philadelphia have been using Philly311. It's been very helpful to get things done, and I think that it'll continue to grow and expand as a program. It's a very good program.
Wilson Park South in Philadelphia. How does that come into the formula?
So we work with PHA to develop a program that's called the Philadelphia Youth Music Program. There we have a facility, the multi-million-dollar entertainment community center there that wasn't really being used. And through PhillyRising and the partnership with PHA, we were able to open that resource up to the community so that the young people had activities and things to do, so that, again, we can help to kind of put down that level of inactivity and fear for crime and the things that are happening in the area, so they can come out and get these resources. So that's been happening since January. We had a very big kickoff event there, and it's been going very, very well. In that partnership, we also work with the Judicial Court, First Judicial Court of Pennsylvania, and we've engaged the children that are, or the youth that are in South Philadelphia that are on probation and parole, because we don't want to forget about those young folks either. And we've been able to direct them through this program, and they're able to get other opportunities they weren't able to get before. So it's been a very good program for us in South Philadelphia.
Are you saying that this music program, is that the one that's somehow working with the Grammy Association?
That is the exact same one that's worked with the Grammy Association, the Philadelphia recording community. There's been a partnership with CHOP that donated to this facility. There's been a lot of partnerships and great things growing out of the Philadelphia Youth Music Program.
That's great for the kids.
It is absolutely great for the kids and the families too, because through the children being there, the parents get involved, and it's a really good network of people that are working through that program.
You're a graduate of Penn State?
Yep.
Penn State. How do you feel about the situation that they find themselves in now?
It's a sad situation. You don't ever want to hear about the things that happened up at Penn State, and I think that everybody that was there that knows anything about that situation is very saddened to hear that. But there's a future, and we're hoping that things get a lot better, and I think that they did what they needed to do to correct those mistakes there.
Yeah, my oldest daughter went to Penn State. It's a tragedy. Actually, it's been a tragic year for football in Philadelphia. Anyway,
yes, it is.
As you know, Andy Reid's son died a couple of weeks ago, and it's just been one tragedy after another. It's just very sad. Let's tell the viewers if they need more information that hasn't been answered here, they can go on a website that we're going to put on your screen in just a minute. It's www.phila.gov/MDO/PhillyRising.
That's right.
Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And also, if you need to contact somebody in this program, you can email them at PhillyRising@phila.gov.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
And of course, remember 311. That's the magic number. You can use that at any time for any reason.
Yes.
To get information, in Philadelphia. I thank you so much for being here and sharing this information with the viewers. And come back anytime.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much. And don't go away. We have more music.